How's it going?
Good. I got dressed.
Same here.
Zeus, all they can see is your butt.
Oh, of course.
Hello,
What's up,
hello.
Kevin? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome.
I see a pretty dog. There we go. Hey, Samantha, how you doing?
I'm good. Come here, Zeus. He's all wet. He just got a bath.
Oh, okay.
I can tell. So did I. I just showered, actually.
Me too, buddy. I gotta look good for the
Busy
Zoom.
day.
Come on. Let's go.
I see Ulysses already repping Matt Joyce's company, trying to get some advertising dollars out of him. I know what you're trying to do.
That's the hope, baby. Let's go. Let's see. I got Joe there. Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
All right.
Joe, hopefully this is a better time for you. Is this
Yes.
Yeah. I figured we'd do it before the Rays game, and what are you, 5 hours away, 6 hours away?
5.
5, okay. So this would be
10 p.m. Gotcha.
Okay, 10 p.m. is reasonable.
Yeah.
Not what did we do? I guess last time Joseph joined, that would have been 8 p.m. Well, yeah, it was early for you, very early.
There's a camera there. There's a camera.
Let's see if
see.
we got
Somebody
Terry over
else.
here.
I think that's Austin. Is that you, Austin?
Yep.
How's it going, man?
He's connecting. Here's Perry. Here's our third co-host.
Hey, there he is.
Look, Zeus. There's another dog. Well, what's there?
Got a lazy cat over there in the corner.
There's Austin. Hey, Melissa,
What's up,
Carlos.
guys?
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? We're going to give a little time for everybody to join us. I was listening. This is crap here. So I was listening to the Locked On Astros episode for today. Did you get a listen to it, Kevin?
Oh, God.
Okay, I saw it and I clicked and I listened for literally 10 seconds and I turned it off.
I lasted a little bit more than you. I lasted a little bit longer.
Let me be honest. I didn't click it off because I was disgusted by what was said. I just wanted to give them the click, and then I moved on to listening to something else. I had a very busy day with golf and workouts and all. I clicked on it, and then I was like, okay, I'm bored by this. I'm moving on to something.
Look, don't fool everybody else. I know when you say golfing and all that, all you mean is football, okay? You were watching football.
I do have the Colts game on over here, too.
Everybody knows.
The Giants are beating the Cowboys.
Don't remind me.
Wow.
I know.
Oh, my gosh.
Yankees fans really are having a bad week.
Clearly.
Anyway, no, I was listening to the Locked On Astros one, and the guy he couldn't help himself, but in maybe 30 seconds, I think the way that he described the race like 3 times was using our favorite word, of course, scrappy.
Pesky? Scrappy, okay.
Scrappy. They're just a scrappy team. A scrappy team, that's
what are the Astros, a cheating team? Is that what we should call them?
I mean, pick your adjective.
Yeah, really.
The asphalt toast.
So
now we go from one arrogant fan base to a second arrogant fan base.
An arrogant fan base and a delusional fan base. That's the other thing, too.
The thing that cracks me up is that that journalist I'm looking through, and I use journalist as a loose term, that I saw Ulysses kind of tweet about. He didn't tweet back to her. It was It was that Kate Fried. Is her name?
Oh,
Kate
my
Friedman?
God. She's an idiot.
Yeah.
you saw that, right? Yeah.
Feldman. I'm sorry. Let me get it right when I insult her. Katie Feldman. Yeah. So, I mean, I have a background in journalism. I was a sports editor for my college newspaper. So, honestly, and the Daily News, that's not really much of a step up from a college publication, in my opinion. But just the garbage that she's sitting in. And then she's talking about how, the team isn't good if with relations to the payroll. What the hell does that have to do with it?
Yeah. And then she goes on to say that we're in rose-colored glasses. I'm like, all your complaints involve the owner and what he spends. It does not involve what the team has done with their hands tied behind their back and that they accomplished everything they set their minds to. How is that us with rose-colored glasses?
Oh, well, maybe she has the rose-colored glasses because during the season they got beat up 8 times out of 10, and when it counted the most, they still got beat. So who's wearing the rose-colored glasses here? Because if we're adding the 15 games. That's 2, 4. That's 11 and 4. They went
4 out of 15.
Yeah,
11 and 4.
Well, and the thing about the low payroll, yeah, okay. They might have a low payroll, but that doesn't mean the team is mismanaged. I mean, the results are on the field, and who's at home now? Like, who's going to the Astros to play the Astros? Not them.
Exactly.
So it's like, I don't know. I don't have an MBA from Harvard, but I'm pretty sure that I could run that team better than Cash has for the last, 20 years. I can't even remember how long that guy's been there. But throw it, and it's the same formula. Throw money at it. Throw it. Like, you just spent $400 million. He's a good thing, but you know what? I guarantee
he's one guy, Carlos. He's one guy.
Well,
you pitch him one day, like out of 5. Like, he's not going to fix all your problems, and they think that they've reached the solution here, and here comes the Messiah, and for the next 10 years, it's going to be Yankee glory all over again. Well, it's not. It's just one dude.
They all decline. Look at Kevin Brown. That's a perfect example. Porcello. I can't remember who the other guy was. There was a young
Mike Hampton. Remember him?
Oh, with the Rockies. Yep. Yeah. There was another guy there. He dated Alyssa Milano. That's why I remember that. On the Yankees, kind of a young guy, and he flamed out in the second year of his big contract.
Who was the lefty that signed with the Angels? And he used to play for C.J. Wilson?
Oh, yeah, C.J. Wilson.
Didn't he sign like a $120 million with the Angels after that 2010 season, Kevin, when the Rangers were good?
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing.
Nothing.
Yeah, here's my thing. One, Katie Feldman, that's her name?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that right? Okay. Yeah. One, like, it would be different if she was like a Yankees blogger for whatever site, but she's like supposed to be a newspaper reporter, journalist, and she's throwing that out there. That's my first issue. Second issue is you're totally disregarding what Mike Brousseau has gone through in his career and the point he's gotten to. And it'd really be quite ironic if they cross paths and somehow, who knows, in 5 years, Brousseau could be playing for the Yankees as a reserve or a bench player. Third of all, I wish somebody would tweet at her, hey, in 5 years, nobody will know who Kate Feldman is because
nobody knows who she is now.
And she's just trying to. It's one of those things. It's a sports media person that's trying to get a buzz, and trying to get her name out there. Yes, exactly.
It's
totally,
and I'm sorry,
totally
I took
unprofessional.
the bait.
It's total BS. Yeah,
she hooked me. Okay, I got upset. I was like, all right, I'm gonna retweet this because I'm upset right now. But yeah, exactly. The best thing to do with those New York people right now is not to.
You would never see Topkin do that. We have our issues with Topkin. We might have our issues with some people, but Topkin, he's actually a journalist. He would not like tweet something like he'll tweet some snarky shit out there, but he would never, I don't think, do something like this. This is like a sports radio guy move. That's what this is.
Yeah, I think the comment that I did back to one of Ulysses' things is where I did say something to the point where all she's trying to do is just rile people up and then say stuff. But I with those people, I like to mess with them. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a professional journalist, but I can say that. I can be biased.
Yeah.
Right. But when you're a reporter, you're not. You report the facts.
You play by different rules.
Yeah.
You should have a code, and you should stick by it if you want people to, think that you're a reliable news source.
And who knows? Mike Brousseau might turn into the next Ben Zobrist. We don't know. I mean, you don't know. You never know. He's been playing well. I mean, he's played well since he's gotten the call. So.
And he's going to be our leadoff guy for today. And this is how much I love Frenchie right now. And I think everybody here, I hope, agrees with me here. If he has an 0 for 3 strikeout, I'm going to give him a standing goddamn ovation. Okay? 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. I don't care. Thank you, Frenchie, for your work today.
9 pitches he strikes out on.
Thank you. 9 pitches. Love you. Love you, Frenchie. Total. Love you forever, buddy. Hey. As Austin would say, Mr. Sandman. Thank you so much. By the way, if you guys haven't seen the most goosebumpy video about the Rays that was done after Game 5, please check Austin's work because, dude,
Thank you.
That was amazing, Austin. That was so thrilling.
Awesome.
Really, you gave me goosebumps when I saw it.
So awesome. I was ready to run through a damn Astros wall, as I said on my tweet.
There we go.
So
Yeah,
thank you, Austin.
I've gotten some question about the song choice, but I listened to that song over and over again the day of the game, and I'm like, this could be sad, this could be happy, so I'm gonna just roll with it. So I laid down the track after I watched the game, and I was just like, yeah.
This is
It's
it.
that song is part of one of my favorite haunted houses at Hello Scream.
Oh,
It's a good song.
Oh, yeah. It was
good.
Right.
Yeah, the Sandman, where the rundown motel and it's all the sand there.
Yeah.
Is it bad to say I've never been at Howl-O-Scream?
It is bad. It's
I know.
so much fun. You gotta
a
go
Tampa
see
Bay
scenes,
guy.
get Jello shots from the nurses
check it
and
out.
all that.
I've been to Screamageddon, but I haven't been to Howl-O-Scream.
Howl-O-Scream was fun, man. Especially in college, it was fun. When you can get away with stuff. But
Actually, going further, I haven't been to Busch Gardens since I was like 6 years old. So that's another thing.
Well, that is
You've been to
bad.
Busch Gardens since you were 6 years old?
Yeah,
That's bad.
I've driven by it, I've ran
Doesn't
by
count.
it. I used to run by it all the time, but I have not entered the facility, the premises in quite
You know
a long
what?
time.
I think I've gone a dozen times this year.
Oh, wow. I think there's like in 2012, like I think there was a thing where you could get an annual $56 pass if you showed your USF ID. And I did it. Yeah. And it was awesome.
Well, the thing is, USF, they had, and I'm sure every college is like this, they've got all these like things you can take advantage of, but there's so much I don't know what to take advantage of. Like at some point, it's like I gotta have some built-in study time here, otherwise I'm gonna flunk out and
you
have
did
a lot
that
of issues.
shit.
So.
God. No, I never saw you at the library that I was. I never saw you at the
because I was always going at 2, 3 a.m. That's the problem. I was always procrastinating, waiting
one of the
until
cool
last
kids.
minute.
You're one of the cool kids.
No,
at
I wasn't
2
one of the
a.m.
cool kids. I was one of the dumb kids. I was one of the irresponsible kids. I'll leave it like that.
Okay, let's turn ahead, and we all had a choice. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't checked out, we did a little LDS review, also with the help of Austin. So check that out if you haven't on Patreon. We
also
will
a blog post on the series too. I'm doing some more blogging as well.
Yes.
I figured I would leverage my writing chops, if you can call them that. So just kind of quick little nuts and bolts things. So
after that, okay, so let's talk about what we can expect for tonight. Now, like I said, Brasso's leading off. I don't know if everybody has the lineup in front of them, but this is the lineup: Brasso at third base, the Raz, because Carlos is here, so he is the Raz for this meeting. Batting second, DH. Batting third, Brandon Lau, second base. Batting fourth, Yandy Diaz, first base. Hunter Renfroe, right field. Willie Adames, shortstop. Manny Margot, left field. KK, and Big Z. I think the first big thing I want to hear about everybody in the room, Brandon Lau. He's gone, I believe, 2 for 26 in the postseason. How does everybody feel about Brandon Lau batting third? Mind you, facing a lefty, having lefty masher Yandy Diaz behind him. Let's hear from Joe. Joe, you've been quiet. What do you think about Brandon Lau?
I mean, is my microphone actually working? There we go. Yes. Is it? Yeah. I don't know. Why'd you ask me? Is it working?
We can't hear you.
yeah, we can hear. I can hear you.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah. Keep going.
Okay.
You're good.
What was the question? I was too busy trying to sort of the microphone.
That sounds good. Brandon Lau, he's batting third. He's gone 2 for 26. Yandy Diaz is behind him. He's facing a lefty. What do you think? Do you like that move, or do you say, are you one in the camps of like, I've seen enough, but Brandon Lau, give the man some rest?
No, I think I'm the other way around. I've seen enough of Brandon Lau getting it right off nothing that it wouldn't surprise me if he has a monster game.
Okay. Austin?
I mean, who would really replace him? Like, he's got to break out at some point, right? There's got to be that game. Like, he can't ride the pine. He's not going to go 3 for 4 on the bench, and we only got a couple games left. I mean, what if it goes to the max bowl times 14 games?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, who would replace him in the lineup?
I think you could leave Brousseau in the lineup, but maybe move him to second and put Wendell in, or just keep Brousseau at third and put Wendell.
You could theoretically move Brousseau or Wendell to second, I guess, if you wanted to take Lau out of the lineup. But I'll let everybody else answer before I give my take.
Herreras, Melissa, Carlos, what do you guys think?
I mean, I think he is about due. And I think in the last game, or it might have been the one before that, he did drive somebody in.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like he is due. And, I mean, Cash did the same thing with Willie when he was, like, in that dry spell. And then he ended up, like, making a big play. So, it seems like he, must be – obviously he seems to me like that we're not, like, in other practice, batting practices or something. I feel like he's due. So, like, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Carlos?
She kind of said what I was going to say. I think Cash is kind of pulling a thing we did with Willie, just kind of giving him that vote of confidence and, like, sticking with him a little bit and all that. There are others that you can do. You can shift him lower on the lineup if you need to, and or whatever. But
would you do that? Would you like that instead of him being third in the lineup?
I think I would have put him down a little bit lower, but not knowing, because sometimes, like, it's a good, like, maybe like a psychological thing or like a motivational thing or whatever. Like, every coach has their own things, that they do. So Cash may have thought, hey, let me vote of confidence. Let me put you there or whatever. Maybe knocking him down to 6 or 7 or something like that might have killed his confidence or something like that. So, and then kind of what Austin was saying too, don't have too many more chances. And he's one of our better bats. So he's, we got to get him in there. So hopefully he kind of just snaps out of it and he moves forward with it. So.
Okay. Samantha?
I think all we faced are East opponents. Like, we haven't gone out of the East Division at all this entire season. So I feel like going into even the Toronto series, we'd already faced them 10 times. We faced the Yankees 11 times. Or 10. No, I think we faced them 11, right? 7 at their place. Season. Oh. I think they just kind of figured him out at that point with it. Okay. Now we're seeing a team that hasn't seen him bat really, hasn't pitched to him, and it's a whole new, I'm tired of seeing East opponents. Like, that's all we saw. So it's nice. I think it's like almost like a clean slate. Like, you get to start over again, see people that bring emotion to you too. Like, we all hate them. So they so remember what they did to us last year. Yeah. So I think, yes, like I don't disagree with what Cash is doing.
Okay. Kevo?
I agree with everybody here. I think that agrees that Brandon Lau should get the start. There's nothing that says you can't pull him out after the 3rd or 5th inning and substitute in Joey Wendell or somebody else or make a maneuver. The second thing is, like, how far do we want to go with this as far as guys struggling? Do we take Willie Adames out of the lineup too? Because he hasn't been so hot in that New York series. Like, how far do we go with that? And I give that Brandon Lau, like, outside of that first game where he struck out 3 times, it's not like he's striking out every single time. He's been putting the ball in play. He did draw a couple walks in the last 2 games, so maybe you are starting to see a little bit of a coming around. And again, maybe it only takes that one, just like we saw with Austin Meadows, who interestingly is out of the lineup here today. But I think you go with your one of your franchise players and Brandon Lau. You don't take him out of the order, and who knows how long who are they putting out there? Valdez, Framber. Yeah. Framber, Valdez, how long is he going to? I know Houston hasn't necessarily kept their starters in for a very long period of time, and maybe with that right-handed heavy lineup, they actually no. I'm going to take that back. either way, I like Brandon Lau in the lineup. Maybe moving him down a little bit to take some pressure off of him. That would have been an interesting maneuver. I'm still on board of the train of putting Willie Adames 9th in the order because that seems to be his sweet spot there. Yeah. But no, and Brandon Lau does so many things besides the bat. He runs the base as well if he does get on base. He provides leadership up the middle, and he's sure-handed defensively. So
I just want to see contact, though. I want to.
Yeah, I mean that would be nice
because he had a 34% strikeout rate in 2019. He lowered that down to 26% in 2020. So that's definite improvement there. But in the postseason, I want to see some, like you said, he can run the base as well, right? So if there's a chance to be productive, there's somebody on base, okay, kill the double play, move the ball a little bit, and get on base. That's what
sometimes it's not even about getting on base. Say Rosarina does something, wreaks some havoc. Maybe it just takes a sack fly. Maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be, or a ball to the right side or left side, wherever, moving the runner. Little baby steps here for Bilal, though. And I do kind of I'm on board with the idea of a guy is struggling, but he's a good, very good elite level player. You go back to him. You don't just pull him out of the lineup because it's the Joe Madden theory of you keep going back to him. Keep going back to him. And I kind of like sort of how Kevin Cash is doubling down here and saying, all right, well, we will put you third in the order. Again, I'm a little hypocritical on that, saying I think you should be the bottom of the order maybe to take pressure off him. But then it's like, no, we have confidence in you. We're going to put you third in the order. So.
I like the fact, honestly, that he didn't put him down, which I think would be a very reasonable thing to say to a player, and a player that's struggling that way, they can go, hey, okay, I deserve to be 6th or 7th in the lineup because of the way I'm hitting the ball, but we're not hitting the ball.
Get the rest of our house.
But the fact that he puts Yandy, who just destroys lefties, behind him, I love that even better than putting him down in the lineup. Why? Because he's bound to see better pitches, right? Like Framber Valdez has the scouting report on Yandy. He knows what he can do to lefties, so he's going to see pitches, and he's going to be, Yandy's going to be protecting him, and that'll be nice. So I'm looking, if I say a key of the game, this is my Orestes take. My key to the game is going to be how Brandon Lau does. I really feel like having Yandy behind him is going to be good for Bilal, and I really hope that he can have some pop or a little hit, something. Something's going to happen for Bilal.
My key to the game is to not allow Houston to hit like they did against the Athletics in Dodger Stadium. That is my key.
That would be good.
Because I don't know. Yeah, that is going to be tough. That is.
I was looking at the Game 2 ALDS. Valdez went 7 innings and 2 runs allowed.
Okay.
So.
And Dusty he is known for leaving his guys in longer than he's sort of old school in that mindset too, and not warming up a bunch of guys and those sorts of things there too. I don't know. The way I look at this is Tampa Bay is legitimately a home team here. They've had 5 games.
Yeah.
In Petco Park. Houston's coming over brand new territory here.
Mm-hmm. They know about,
and we have Manny.
The Rays know about the lip.
Hunter.
Yes. Yeah. So that's nice.
And
we're built for 7 days straight.
The pitching,
right.
Yeah. So they added Alvarado and Fleming, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And Drake got DFA'd, which.
DFA'd? Really?
I thought it was Richards that got DFA'd.
No, it was Richards that's out of the roster, but Drake got DFA'd.
Okay,
but you know what? If you read that, let me double check right now.
You're right, but they typed it wrong. They tweeted it wrong. I think.
Okay. Really?
But you're right. Because Drake is the one that hurt his hand, right? Or I read it wrong. I could have read it wrong, but he's the one who got hurt, right?
Yeah, you're right. To make room for Alvarado on the 40-man roster, Drake has been designated for assignment. Okay, yeah.
That's interesting.
So yeah,
that's
that is
kind of
surprising,
surprising, to be honest.
Yeah,
I would get Trevor Richards. Like that would make sense,
right?
But Drake has been such a unique arm. I guess, man,
Drake has
had. Drake must have like one of those back in the day where you would have like the 50 state quarters because he's been in so many plays. This is like his 7th, 8th team now, right? And he'll probably be on another one going forward. So that's pretty crazy. Crazy stuff.
But he's the one who got hurt, right? That like hurt his left tendon something.
Yeah, was it elbow or something? No, it wasn't his elbow.
He's been having issues all year. Like he got those first 2 saves, and then I put a ridiculous prop bet out there that he would lead the team in saves or get at least 10 saves. I put some kind of nonsense out into the ether, and that's when it went really, quite frankly, all downhill.
This is an evergreen concept for the pod, but we should definitely come back to those ridiculous prop bets.
We are after the season. Yeah, once the season concludes,
see how well and how ridiculous we are sometimes.
We might even have to save some of them for the Patreon level content for you guys.
Okay, I like that.
So great
like
for
that,
us.
Yeah, we can give them on Patreon and then put them up.
The other people can catch up later.
Exactly. 48 hours later, you unlock the material, so you guys get premiere stuff first.
That is one thing.
He hurt his right hip.
Right hip. Okay.
Drake did. Okay. Drake is having all sorts of issues. He is falling apart. Let's get a game of Operation going. We got to fix this guy up one way, shape, or form. I want to get to this, okay?
Okay.
Mike Brousseau's home run on Friday night. Where does that rank in your guys' opinion? Pantheon of Rays moments. Up there with Evan Longoria, Dan Johnson, Ewa Morris stepping on. So I want to hear everybody's thoughts on where that moment ranks. And I know there's some recency bias here, but I do want to kind of get some consensus on this. So, Ulysses, what order were we going in? Who do we want to start with? Joseph? Joseph. He
is our anchor. He just gives it to you straight. Joe, hit us. What do you got?
I mean, I haven't got many moments to talk from. So I'd put it just behind that relay throw from last year's playoffs.
Not bad.
Totally disregarded it, yeah.
Not a bad take. Okay, that's fair. You know, the relay is, you got to put it top 10. You know what? Yes. This is great. This is great content, you know. What are the top 10 all-time Rays moments, and I think you'd be remiss if you don't include the replay. So that's a good one. Austin?
So I'm going to say 1 because I was at game 162 and I was more excited from my bedroom on Friday night. I'm telling you, like,
were you in bed jumping or like, what was the imagery? What was the?
Yeah, more like, because right now me and my fiance, we live with her parents and I'm screaming, man. I'm jumping up and down. I'm like, you do not understand just how fucking crazy this is. Like, and I mean, her parents are like, what the hell is wrong with him? He's watching baseball. Bringing up that moment, I wanted to run this past all you guys because I thought this was really interesting. And I know we're not trying to talk about Red Sox right now, but this is the analogy. After the game, I was listening to the post-game show on TBS or whatever, and Pedro Martinez, he said that what he saw on Friday night paralleled what he experienced in the 2004 season when they went on to break the curse. He said, once we got over the Yankees, nobody was beating us. I mean, that's just the mentality he said that they had. We got past the Yankees, no one's stopping us. And like, that's what that needs to be for us.
You love that. You love that. Wait, before we keep going, running out of time, this meeting will end in 10 minutes. This sucks. So I think what we can do, Kevin, if you correct me if I'm wrong, if they boot us out, and they will boot us out, we can just use the same link and it'll be okay, correct?
So really the way, again, we're kind of being cheap here using the free version. So we want to give you guys a full hour here. So at I guess 5:40, it's going to cut out at 9:30. The clock is ticking. They mean business here. So you just click the same link as if you got booted off and then log back in, and that's kind of a way to.
I think we did that last time. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Carlos, don't give away our secrets here.
Carlos, Melissa, come on. Yeah. Samantha doesn't know about that shit.
No.
I gave you my daughter's school computer. Like, that's the only Zoom experience I have is
2020, baby. 2020, baby. That's a really good point, Austin. I love that. And there's nothing that would make every single one of us happier than that to be true and that to be felt around the clubhouse. So I'll keep it going around. Herreras, what do you guys think?
I was not thinking about the relay. Joseph brought up a very good point, but I do feel like it probably it's a hard choice. I'd say like the relay for me must feel like a very close second. Because I have a thing where, like, when we're watching, I start slapping Carlos's leg when the ball is, like, headed back. And I feel like when I'm hitting him, though, I'm like, it's getting out. Reason.
It is. I'm sorry, Carlos. Melissa, keep doing this. Okay.
Yeah. He's like, stop hitting me. I'm like, I have to. So then I went to shaking, but he didn't appreciate that either. So I think, like, I don't know. I don't remember hitting him as hard during the relay as I did for that play. But
that's great.
So the size of the bruise equals how big of a moment it is?
How you doing, Carlos? Yeah, is it a purple right now? Is it yellowish? What stage are we in, Carlos?
Yeah, I know. If I start to drift off sometimes during the game, that'll like wake me right up.
Walk-offs, walk-offs. She's just like, dude, get the hell up! Get the hell up!
The ball's in the air. I'm getting hit the whole time it's in the air.
Gotta get a bigger couch. Gotta get a bigger couch. And be like, hey, look, I think this is your space. This is my side, and the popcorn is in the middle. Okay?
Give me a chair, over by myself.
Hey, I bought you this chair. This is right. This is for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's number one, just because of like just everything that was behind it too. Also, like, definitely just put it out there. But the relay, oh my God, that was such an amazing play. And they replayed it a few times this year, and I was like, so good.
Yeah, you get goosebumps every time you see it. You're like, holy shit, that's awesome. Carlos?
It's up there for me. Those ones, the days back with Longo, hitting that home run that was always what is that the 162 or whatever it is,
right? Yeah.
That, to me, that was amazing because I just remember if I was out somewhere or something like that, but I just remember like screaming loudly and like cheering when that one happened. So I think it's right there, right up there with that one for me.
Okay.
That one, yeah, and then back with the other day, what is it? With Aki and with those years too, Bartlett. I love that team. Like I know I've said that a few times, but those teams back then, I thought it's right up there. It's definitely a top 5 moment in race.
That's
history.
fair. Going to the World Series. That's a fair equivalent. Sam.
Yeah.
My husband wants to say something too during this part.
Okay.
Because we've discussed this. But it's number one for me. I think the fact adding in that it was the first time we've ever faced the Yankees in the postseason. Right. And then you could not script a more storybook moment at all. I thought the game after September 2nd game after they threw out his head was going to be it. But for him to be able to get this and not even see it as revenge, he doesn't even see it that way. It got us to the ALCS, which we only the second time in our franchise. It had us beat the Yankees for the first time ever in the postseason. And it's just, I think it'll forever, because of the storyline leading up to it, it's a little bit deeper into everybody's hearts than the storyline leading up to game 162 and the other ones. Even going back to the ALCS of 2008. Yeah. 2008. It's still that was just that was the Red Sox. Like, this was so much story behind it that it made it better to me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair because it definitely got us, all of us, crying and laughing and being joyful. Hey, man.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah, I've been a long-time fan. So 2008 season was my favorite season of any sport ever. Just watching that Rays team with no real expectations. Like, there was expectations this year. That year, there was nothing.
Right.
And they thought they would be good, but nothing like a World Series competitor. So that season had so many moments for me, from the spring training, the brawl they got in with the Yankees.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's one of my top 10 moments. Obviously,
yeah, because I forgot who slid into who with the spikes up.
Elliot Johnson and who was the catcher? Was it Cervelli?
Elliot Johnson, and who was the second baseman back then? Was it Cano?
Oh, you're talking. There was a play at home plate too.
It was Cervelli and Elliot Johnson runs into Cervelli.
Yeah.
Then the next day, some Yankee guy gets into Aki.
Was it Shelley
Johnny
Duncan?
Gomes runs from right field.
I
don't remember
think
the runner.
Shelley Duncan. Maybe.
Oh, Shelley Duncan.
Yeah.
Nice. Good one. Good memory.
In 5 years, nobody will remember Shelley Duncan.
Exactly. Thank you.
Right
there you go, Kate Feltman. There you go.
Yeah.
Damn it. Got me all riled up.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And another moment from that year was the first time we swept the Red Sox. That just made the team legitimate, and that's when they proved they weren't going to back down from teams in their division like they had in the past. So that is like just a defining franchise moment, really. Like that whole series.
I like that. Well, by the way, I didn't catch your name. What was your name?
Oh, I'm Josh.
Josh, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Josh, the room, the Josh. Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay.
How about this? I want Ulysses. I want to hear. I'll give you my thoughts, and I do want to hear yours, Ulysses. But I figure, should we just go ahead and log off and then log back in? We've got 2:20 left, so I figure we go ahead and log off and then log back in. We'll have another 40 minutes or so, or however
whenever they
much
kick us
time
off.
allows. So, yeah, pretty much. So, okay, so I'm gonna leave now. I'll see you guys in a couple. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah, that is. You can scare the neighbors with that one. That's for sure.
well, I had to scare the mailman because we have to order the roaches offline, and so they have to deliver his food. And I'm like,
Wow.
what do they have to
They're probably
it says
like-
live animals, and it says Roach Company, and I'm like, what do they think? Like,
Yeah.
like I've never had a problem with it being delivered quickly. Like,
Right. Yeah. Like I don't want to step into this house. That's what does this family have going on here?
Yeah.
One of those things. That's funny. Ulysses is still trying to connect his audio. It looks like we're boomers here. We can't quite get with the program. Maybe something with his AirPods.
I think he has to click audio, right?
There it goes.
So there we go. Okay, I think
like,
we are all back.
Okay, my bad.
You're good. Okay. I say it would definitely rank the Brosseau moment, definitely top 3. I think as far as, I'm going to remember this moment for a very, very long time. Oh, look at this. Hello.
Hello. Oops.
As soon as she showed up, Ulysses dropped an F-bomb.
He messed up my
Oh, boy.
computer. Dang
Did not
it.
notice that.
Ulysses, Ulysses, get aware of your surroundings here. What's going
I
on?
shouldn't have logged in, man.
Boy.
Kevin?
So what makes this moment so special, I think, is the fact that, like, game 162, that was just to get into the playoffs. Like, this is a whole nother animal.
Yeah.
Everybody's watching. And the fact that, like, if there was a moment to be had and, okay, we need a home run in game 162, you're expecting Longo to make that moment. Longo's your guy. But with this, it was, you've got unheralded Mike Brosseau. There's so much history now just in the last month and a half between him and Aroldis Chapman. It's literally been a story and a storybook ending thus far, from the headhunting incident to what Brosseau and the Rays did the next day. And then you see him a month later. And of course, Aroldis Chapman appealing that suspension, which allows him to play this regular season and into the postseason. Just so many different things going on there that I think it has to definitely rank right up there with Game 162 and probably the Iwamura play in 2008 as well. Like this one, I will never, ever forget. I don't think. But Ulysses, you've watched a lot of Rays baseball, so I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Dude, I think you nailed it, because for me the Longo 162 is always going to be like storybook as well, and it's going to be like
there's a lot that happened that day. There were so many contingencies for the Rays to even get into the playoffs.
After a tremendous monster month of September, they were still not automatically in. There were so many other components outside of their grasp. Boston is winning against the freaking Orioles, who can never pull a W when you really need them to. They're facing the big bad Yankees. You got Price on the mound, and Price just became Price of the Red Sox and let 7 runs in 2 innings, and you're just you could see your soul escaping, because the Dementor's here, and it was just it'll always be what?
Who did Longo hit the home run off of?
Oh,
if we don't know that name right away, I don't think we're gonna forget Brosseau hit a home run against Chapman. Right?
You got
was it Riviera? Was it?
No.
Who would have been then?
Some scrub off the bench.
If he's right.
But
D White, no.
No, I feel like it was like a weird last name.
Somebody ask Katie Feldman.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up.
The fact that we don't know, I think that's maybe A, bad on our part. B, the fact that, okay, if it's a scrub that's in there, then you would expect maybe Evan Longoria.
Scott Proctor. Yeah.
Okay. Nobody. Sorry. We won't know
I
that.
It was a weird last name.
Yeah. Anyway, look, so that'll always be our baby, obviously. So it's tough to, knock it off after one day of a new memory. But Kevin says a really good thing. You won't ever forget who was on that mound. It was Aroldis Chapman. It was a legendary closer. Like, no matter how you feel about him, and all the adjectives are definitely correct when you describe Chapman. He is still one of the best guys out there with an arm throwing 101.
And the other thing was Longoria. How many pitches did it take for him to hit the home run?
I think it was like 6.
Okay, so it was kind of a deal. I mean, but this was like,
and he had 2 strikes too.
This at bat was a novel. This at bat was a novel too. So.
I don't want it to be, and this is, I don't want to take Longo's 162 and look like, that was nothing, because it really wasn't nothing. It was an amazing thing to watch and to accomplish. It's just that maybe I think Brosseau's
here's my argument. Here's my point here.
Okay.
I'm not arguing whether one event is better than the other. I'm just saying the Rays have a designated 162 landing. You better throw something out there with Mike Brosseau in Tropicana Field. Name one of the restaurant kiosk after him.
Frenchie?
Yeah.
Just
Frenchie's Corner. I don't know. Something. There's got to be, or put a freaking statue of him as you enter the Trop. I want something. I need Brosseau something. In Tropicana Field.
Honorary hot dog.
The porch. The Budweiser porch should be something Brosseau.
Yeah,
he does he's got the Red Bull routine. Maybe do something with Red Bull, some kind of promotion there.
He does need something.
I don't know.
Dan Johnson, look, because this is happening. We're going to get our stadium in Hillsborough County. Dan Johnson's going to get a statue. Yes. Longo's going to get a statue. And you better believe I'm going to need at least a bust of Mike Brosseau, because definitely deserve that. No, it was a great moment, and we're definitely not going to forget that ever. And I love the fact that it came against Chapman because of the 360. I mean, you couldn't have. We said this the other day. You couldn't have written this any better if you were a Hollywood screenwriter. It's freaking poetry, if I can say it like that, because it was beautiful. Now, okay, tonight. Yeah. Bow. That was my bow.
Should we just go to our series predictions, or
yes.
Okay, that's what you're leading to. I'll let you.
Yeah.
I so rudely interrupted you there.
No. I what I want to say is I don't want score prediction for tonight. What I'm looking for is kind of an overview of what we expect this ALCS to be, because we kind of did that for the ALDS. And most of our predictions were right. I think me and Melissa agreed that we wanted it to be done in Game 4. Melissa, you and I almost were right. They almost got it done in Game 4, but we both said it might squeak into Game 5. It did. How do you guys see this ALCS happening? Let's give it to Austin. Austin, what do you think?
Okay. So I was looking at the Astros month of September.
Okay.
And let me just read you guys some scores right here, okay? This is starting
Give it to me.
the 21st, and keep in mind they play in the AL West, so you got nobody. We're talking losing 1-6 to the Mariners. Losing 2-3 to the Mariners, that's a series loss. Losing 4-5 to the Rangers, and losing 1-6 to the Rangers, 2 series losses in a row. And then they also lost 4-8 to the Rangers on the last day of the season. And that leads them into the wild card round against the Twins. 2 super close games, which they squeaked out.
2-1, I think was the first one, right? 2-1.
And it was just bad. It was bad baseball by Minnesota too.
Right.
Like they were not.
They just can't play in the postseason.
No,
they can't.
Bless their hearts, but it was terrible baseball. A below 500 team, guys. I mean, yeah, it's not good. And then Oakland. I don't know what happened to Oakland.
I think losing Chapman killed him.
The Astros gave them so many chances to make that series a series. Like they gave them too many chances and they never took advantage of it. That's what we have to do, because Game 1 they got a rookie on the mound.
Yeah,
I mean their bullpen is beat up. I think we have to take a commanding lead. Hopefully at least 2-0, and then what happens after that? We have Glass now on the mound for Game 3. And after the whole short rest thing, I mean, we'll see how long he can go. But still, I think we got to – I don't want this going to 7. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Snell is on 5 days rest.
Oh.
So Snell is on 5 days rest. Then Morton is on 1, 2, 3, 4. So normal rest for Charlie. And Glasnow, who pitched on Friday, would be 1, 2, 3 on 3 days rest.
But does it really count much? Because he didn't throw that many pitches. He really only went through the lineup once, how many does he do in the bullpen session?
There you go. You could say it, but
it's half a day's rest, basically, yeah.
Yeah,
it's stressful pitching, but yeah, I get that. That is true. I think he would be available on. He doesn't need a full 4 days necessarily. Right, I love how Ulysses has the count. I love Ulysses' calendar.
That's what we were just talking about.
All right, we got the that is a running theme here.
Yeah,
hopefully next year's calendar has a lot more games on it. Like 162 games.
Yeah, the games.
That would be nice. But.
I can tell you every morning. I can show you this every morning on the pod. I would make sure to write a W, a yellow
always
W,
looking at the calendar,
and a pink L, and then always looked at it when we were looking at talking about the games. But I think the pitching is there, Austin. I agree with that. I agree with that when you have your 3 horsemen going, and with this addition of Josh Fleming. That's pretty sweet. And Alvarado are available, so you got your starters. I don't know about the starters for Houston, so I like that. Joe,
I just don't think that Houston have got enough pitching. I think that, as I say, Oakland let them get away with it. And
okay.
Oakland's pitching is not as good as the Rays. I just
Not
can't
even close.
Yeah.
I can't see them outlasting the Rays.
And it was just a sloppy series, I think, by the A's and the
they were just leaving hangers up there, and it was just look. I don't know if the A's will ever make it to the ALCS. I'm sorry. Like I wrote this in the blog post. They're like a poor man's version of the Rays. As funny as that sounds, like even more so. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, they have a little bit more money, but they maybe not have as much here.
Right.
Or as much here, which counts a lot.
That's true. Yeah. Sam, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't followed them much this year, because I was hoping we would never see them because they don't deserve to be in the playoffs at all.
They deserve. Yes, I agree.
They, but I like reading the thing. Their pitching, especially since they lost Verlander, they don't have Cole, like KK said. I don't think their pitching would match up well with how our players just keep grinding, like the grind of our players, like they keep going. And if we give very little things for them to hit, and they didn't do that well, they were given so many opportunities to hit, I feel, in both the wild card series and the division series that they missed, that I don't see them going far, like being able to beat us. Their pitching's not there. Their hitting might be a little better on a couple players, but all around, every night, it's a different set of players that are getting that win for us. Like, it's not just a set player. So how do you prepare ahead of time as them? How do you prepare, like, which player is going to be hot tonight? Where we can prepare, like, Bregman, Altuve, which we just need to peg every time. Just hit him. He's just a little jockey little man. You just hit him. But, like, we can prepare for them, but who knows who's going to be hot for us. And I think with their bad pitching, not knowing who's actually going to step up to the plate for the Rays any given day, it makes it too hard for them to overcome.
That's a fair point. Yeah. The scouting report sessions have to be way longer when you're facing the Rays than when you're facing another team. That's a fair point. Carlos?
So I think first the Rays are the most like well-rounded, solid team that these guys are facing in the playoffs. I do think they do have those two pitchers, Valdez Frambler, whatever the heck his name.
Yeah, Framber Valdez.
Yeah, Valdez, and I just had their names pulled up because I couldn't remember.
Urquidy.
Urquidy. There you go.
Javier. So
Christian Javier,
Valdez and Javier, they had solid seasons, and I think I mentioned that before that they did pretty good, I think, this season. So they could be an issue. And then I don't know Greinke, if his head's in it, then he might be a W for them. But the other side of it is the bats. I don't think their bats are as strong as they used to be. They obviously don't have the pitching that they did last year with that. I kind of can see it going 6. I don't know why. I keep thinking like it's going to go 6. There's going to be some battles. Both teams are going to come out like hot, I think, right out of the gate, just because there's like crap being talked between both sides and more fan stuff probably than anything. But I got a feeling it's going to go 6, and I think there might be a surprise here and there with one of those pitchers that we don't really know too much about.
Before I give you, Melissa, Austin, everybody that's talked, I like what Carlos added onto that 6. Can everybody that's talked give me a prediction on how long this series is going to go, Austin?
Oh, let's see. 5.
Joe?
I was thinking 6.
Sam?
Josh says 5 for us.
Okay. All right.
Rays picks, right? You guys are picking Rays?
Yeah. Everybody's picking Rays, Kevin. We don't like this joke. We do not like this joke. God dang it.
Not a joke. I need no wishy-washy here. They are all Rays picks. Okay.
Right.
Melissa? I've done well these playoffs. I've only picked three series wrong. So
hey, that's pretty good.
You should have done the MLB.com like pick'em challenge thing.
Yeah.
They had like a huge money pot and everything like
100K,
that.
baby.
But I'm sure they had probably
money.
so many people that signed up for that thing that like I'm sure there's people that have it like right to the T.
Oh, yeah.
100K would get you each particular chairs for your viewing pleasure at home, Carlos and Melissa.
Yeah.
No more slapping each other. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Melissa?
Yeah.
I would say 6. I hope for 5, but I'm going to say 6.
We have the Gouda.
And I think that I think they're just going to have to. I think they might have to rotate in, like rotate the stable a bit more. Only because like their bats seem to have gotten really hot in the postseason. That could be because they're like playing the A's and stuff. I don't know, but like their bats seem to have gotten pretty hot. So so I think they may have to like Cash can't leave somebody out there like stranded for a bit. Like they're gonna have to like. I feel like at the first time, like they got to get him out and swap him out.
Okay.
Like Curtis?
Yeah, because I personally cannot stomach a Carlos Correa bat flip because it's the most obnoxious fucking thing I've ever seen.
Melissa, to put it politely, I fucking agree too. So,
like, it's just the most, I don't know. Bregman has like a super punchable thing.
Yeah, not a fan of Bregman, yes.
Oh.
They're all
want to punch.
Want him to get on a horse and be a jockey. He's like a little man. Like
so, okay, you got Altuve. Oh, who do you want to punch the most? I would have to say Bregman for me.
Bregman.
The whole 4.
Yeah.
Oh, you should have walked me.
Hey, dude, you're not 6 feet. Quit saying you're 6 feet. You're maybe 5'10".
You're not 6 feet. Hey,
look, I've seen you in the dugout next to other
he's used to
Astros
being
players.
by Altuve. It gives you like a
and Altuve's 5'5". Like a Bregman's like a 5'6", 5'7" dude. Like, look, man, as a fellow 5'10", okay, you're not 5'10", Bregman. Okay, okay, you might have your millions. I don't have that, but I'm at least I'm a 5'10". Okay, Kevin, what do you think?
As a fellow 6'3" guy, no.
Are you really?
Full flex.
Are you really going?
Small
I think Ulysses, how tall am I? Do you think?
No way, you're not 6'3", bro.
6'2", at least, definitely.
I'm 5'1".
You're a 6'1.5". I'll give you 6'1.5". You can round up to 6'2".
All right. Let's get the measuring tape out. We'll have to do that. That's going to be a running thing on the show.
Yeah.
I also think it goes 6. I am very confident the Rays take this game 1. They've friendly confines. They've been here. They're settled into this environment. You got Snell going game 1. I think they're ready for that. Melissa made a great point about the Astros bats. Yes, in the regular season, they were extremely cold and quiet, but they have gone on for a ride in the ALDS. 10 runs, 5 runs, 9 runs, and 11 runs. In those
Say that again.
10 runs, 5 runs, 9 runs, and 11 runs for the Astros. So they're
Dodger
averaging.
Stadium?
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, Dodger Stadium, which in fairness, the ball flies out a lot more in Dodger Stadium than compared to Petco Park. But still, I think a lot of those balls they hit probably might be home runs in a lot of stadiums there. But a couple things, as I put in the blog post, this is not the same Astros team as last year.
They're buzzed up.
Yeah. Their 2 MVPs are gone. The trash can MVP 1, buzzer MVP 2. Those are the two loners there. Cole's gone. Verlander's injured. Jordan Alvarez is injured. Greinke's out here calling his pitches, say, okay, I'm going to throw it 2. I so hope he does that in the Rays series. What I would need to. And he did that in one of the Athletics players hit a home run off him.
In a home run, yeah. With
2
men on base. With 2 men on base.
Greinke is just out of his mind. He is
He has a 7.75 ERA in the postseason, I think.
Yeah, he's got head heart.
I would pay. Here's a reality show idea. You put Trevor Bauer and Zach Greinke into a locker room. See how that just keep
Brother
the film
style
rolling. Yeah, keep the tape rolling on that one.
I'd watch.
But yeah, I'm going with the Rays here in 6. And there's another thing we need to consider: revenge. Maybe none of the Rays players will admit it. Like Mike Purcell wouldn't admit it was nice to get sweet revenge against Chapman. But I think Glasnow, everybody else on that team, they want revenge for everything that's happened with the Astros. And what better team to do that than the Rays? So
Glasnow says he can't wait to reface them.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, and I think Bregman was the one that figured out, like, when he was tipping or whatever, and then was telling everybody else, that little fucker needs to either get hit with a pitch or at least struck out and, like, not get a hit. I don't know. I hate him so much. Like, I don't know. Do I hate more him or Gardner? It's, like, a real close situation there. But
okay, I'm just going to say this. Melissa is a mood right now, and I'm loving it. I'm in a Melissa mood right now. She's hyping.
Look, I think we can agree that Melissa probably hates Bregman more at this point because she's mentioned Bregman several times here. I only heard one Gardner throw in there. Gardner, I mean,
she's been wanting to punch Gardner all series.
Yeah. And she gets a two of it. Okay.
His little bat shimmy thing. Yeah,
No, the look into the camera in the dugout is when he does that stuff. Oh my God!
They gotta lower the camera though because he's not 6 feet.
Well, yeah, I know he's about as tall as I am, and he's doing that crap.
Yeah,
so
stupid.
He's got to put lifts in his shoes like Tom Cruise. He really wants that. I think every time they when they do the pre-media day, like, okay, what's your weight? What's your height? And he changes and he goes.
He just gets in the clubhouse with
he walks in with his cleats on. That's what he does.
Yeah.
So he gets.
He's like, anyway. Alex, you're not supposed. No, just take the picture.
Disregard.
No,
Ulysses. Yes.
I think I agree with most of you, and I think this is the conservative optimist pick, which is 6 games. So I'm going to go with that. I don't think the Astros are a bad hitting team. I just don't think that they've faced good pitching. I mean, the Twins and the A's, they have, good pitching. Obviously, guys in the playoffs, they've got good pitching, but they don't have elite pitching. The Rays have elite pitching, so they haven't faced that.
And go back to those numbers I told you about the last week of the season. Rangers, Mariners,
and they struggle.
Angels,
right? Yeah, those aren't good pitching teams.
Exactly.
Yeah. So who has been their biggest pitching foes right now? Nobody really has faced the Astros. So they are a talented lineup. I know that they've got it in their head this whole 60-game season, and I love it that it was in their head to have that chip on their shoulder, and that's why they were a 29-31 team. But they're still a talented lineup. That's their biggest thing. They're a good lineup, but they haven't faced the good pitching. So that's what gives me hope. Number 2, kind of what Austin said, the 0-3, don't let us win this one. I think Kevin Millar said that. Don't let us win this one.
Exactly.
If we win this one, we go off. And I think the Rays, you can just see it on their faces. Again, super biased here, but you just feel like there's a sort of magic going in that clubhouse. The team feels really good. And Kevin said this. They're at home now. Okay. Yeah. When did the Rays calendar time?
And they keep the home dugout in the home clubhouse, no?
There you go. Thank you. You know where I was going. They arrived in San Diego on the 10th. No, sorry, on the 3rd. On the 3rd. So that means that they've already been there 11, 12 days. They're home. They already settled. They have a routine now in San Diego. They keep the same locker room, the clubhouse, the dugout. They know what's going on. I feel like that is a big, big thing. No traveling lately for them. That's going to be awesome. And again, it's going to be an advantage for the NL team, which is probably going to be the Dodgers, to be at Globe Life, But having said that, I think it's going to go to 6. I think the Rays have the stable to rely on. And I think Sam said this too. I'm just picking out of everybody. and Sam said about there's not one guy. I mean, look, if you were not informed on the Rays, you would say, oh, Brendan Lau is their big bat. He's not. He's going 2 for 32 in the postseason. So, you're going to focus on Brendan Lau? Sure. Let Brasso hit you. Let Rosarena hit you. Sorry, the Raz. Let everybody else hit you because, Lau's not doing anything. But he could do something today. So pitching is the biggest thing. They haven't faced good pitching. Rays in 6.
They faced the Dodgers and lost 3 out of those 4.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think one thing too is tonight is that we're gonna get to see what Snell is made out of, because this is big time right here. And you guys know that I'm not the biggest Snell fan. He's blocked me on IG. But anyways.
I want that story. That story is for Patreon time.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So he's blocked me on IG, but that I don't hold that against him. But this is what we extended him for. This is what we expect. Like all the Yankee fans with all the garbage they said about Cole, and this is what they pay him for, and this is it. In a certain sense, this is what we're going to see what Snell's made out of. Because I listened to I know Kevin interviewed some of the guys from Bronx Pinstripes, but I listened to their one-off, that George's Box. I find it entertaining. It's hilarious, but I do like to get the take, especially during the series. But they, the one thing that and those guys kind of seem to get it. They did give, they knew that the Rays were a better team and all that. But getting to my point, the one thing they did talk about is like Snell. They're very critical about Snell because he didn't come out and pitch in Game 5 and all that stuff, or they didn't see him. But we didn't really need him in Game 5 either. But this is good for Game 1 now. But this also will show us what he's made of. Is he going to bring it? This is an important kickoff game. This could be a tone setter for the whole series.
100%.
And you definitely want him coming out with his best stuff. So
you've seen two types of Snell, and again, he was a no-hit type stuff Game 1 in the wild card series, and we all loved that. We ate it up. Nom 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 nom. Love that Snell. Number 2, then in the division series, he hung in there. Like I know we can disagree on that, but I think when he gives you 5 innings and 4 runs. Yeah, I would have taken the Higashioka home run. I hated that one. Okay. It was the solo home runs at least. I mean, he didn't really get himself in trouble. Bases loaded. He got through it. Not pretty, 5 innings and 4 runs, but again, it is a Yankee lineup. But I agree with you. This is it. You can have – I'll take the mulligan on that one if you give me 6 innings, 1 run. 6 innings, 2 runs. Heck, I'll even extend it. 6 runs and 3 runs. That all-quality start that everybody forgets now. That was such a big thing from like 2003 to like 2010. Quality start. Everybody now forgot about that. Give me a quality start. James. There you go, Big Game James. Give me 6 and 3. I think if the Rays, if they, at least you would expect that. At 6 and 3, I think you have a good chance to pull something good.
And maybe that screw up from Game 1 of the ALDS helps him out here.
Yeah, he remembers it.
That did not feel good. So
yeah,
and also
take care of
business. I really want to hear Carlos's story about getting blocked.
I know.
Like,
I actually made a note.
I wonder if we should save that for next time.
A note. I'm like, okay, ask Carlos.
Or when we do our interview with him on
Rambling Rays
He's
segment.
Next online, yeah. It's up to you, Carlos. I will leave it. How do you want to approach this? Because
it's not I don't want to make it a big build-up.
Okay.
But I was pretty critical about some of his comments in the past. I think there might have been a game or two where I just was like, I ripped him pretty good. And then I think the whole video game thing, before he even said anything about like I got to get paid and all that stuff, I think I made a couple of like comments about like him in the video game thing, and then all of a sudden I kind of didn't see anything for a while, and then I went back and I was like, hey, like when he was doing that video game tournament the season, I went back.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, I went back in there and I was like, oh man, he's doing pretty good. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then I kept seeing like
what's his name, Mike
comments and other things, and I'm like, why can't I find this dude? And then I finally figure, I'm like, damn, he blocked me for last year.
I don't know how he had enough hands or fingers to block you. He probably had a Chipotle in one hand, a Starbucks in the other. He's got his controller on.
What did he like? He liked the Taco Bell freezes during
I think he just likes junk food in general. Just
the Baja Breeze.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
Baja Blast Freezy.
He's still a 15-year-old at heart.
He is a 15-year-old, and sometimes, we got to remember that. But I do.
He's a very highly paid 15-year-old.
Wouldn't we all like to be a very highly paid?
I think I made fun of his sneakers or something too. Somewhere. I know
You just ripped them all over the place.
Look, I think he tries to have swag, and sometimes it's
and I think I called him like goofy or something like that or whatever.
Yeah.
He did not appreciate that.
I think after about 10, 11 comments, he just like completely
all right,
blocked
that's
me.
enough.
Well, that's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
After the 10th one, that's what
You get 10.
Yeah. He's like, okay, foul. That's a foul. That's a foul. Okay.
you might have your names down with those stick lines.
Yeah.
Like a little hash mark.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And it was quick, dude, because I think it was only over a course of maybe like 2 posts, 3 at the most.
11 comments?
Because it just annoyed the crap out of me. Like,
wow.
You let him have it. You let him have it. I love that. Okay, 5 minutes left. I said I don't want a score prediction, but I kind of want to do one, Kevin. What do you think?
Okay, yeah, we'll wrap up on a score prediction.
Score prediction. Joe, what do you got?
5-2.
4-2.
4-2 race. Gotcha. Okay, Sam?
5-2.
Right.
Beautiful.
There we go.
Austin?
She knows.
I think along the lines of what you were saying, Snell's probably going to give up 3. Bullpen doesn't give up any. Let's say 6-3.
Love this. Herreras?
Austin just was like in my head because I was thinking. So I'm going to tag in with Austin there at 6-3. Rays win.
Big game from Belau, too.
I
think it's going to be pretty tight, but I'm going to go 4-3 Rays.
Okay. Oh, that means I'm not going to have
I don't think my blood pressure can take that.
Hey.
Oh, damn it,
Ulysses, what you can do is when the Rays are up like 10-0 by the third, you can do the switcheroo to the Sunday Night Football. That's what you can do.
This is the thing. This is why I wish I liked football. I like tennis. I like soccer. Football.
What?
Not my sugar.
Blake Snell's on now.
I'm going with,
Kevin?
again, Melissa and Austin, I think nailed it on the head, 6-3. Although I'll throw a little wrinkle in there. Mike Zunino hits a grand slam.
Oh, is he now? Is he?
Yeah.
I think a pig just...
They just had Snell on, I don't know what channel we're on. Oh, MLB Live.
I don't have space, man. Okay, this is good. I like the 6-3, but I'm going to be confident on our boy. I'm actually going to be extra confident. I think 4-0 Rays. The Stable and Snell are going to just bring it. It's going to be in your face.
No hitter?
Not offense, but the Stable is going to keep it at 0. There you go. That hat. 98.
Are the 4 runs off of a Zunino grand slam?
Yes.
Then you got to get
Subliminal. Yeah, I like it.
I want a Mike Zunino tattoo. Again, put some, throw some pasta in there. Throw anything Italian related into that.
I don't have any room. I'm sorry, man. It's gonna be
the other arm. You got it.
Yeah.
You have a ton of arm. Like you got a back, you got a leg.
I want the M and the Z to be outlined in breadsticks. That's what I
don't know
want.
if my lady would approve. I don't know.
I'll convince Skylar. I'll do it. I'll convince her.
Okay. Okay, guys, 2 minutes. Thank you so much again for always being on this. This is going to be a fun series. I hope everybody enjoys it. I hope that it goes so well that we can do this for a World Series preview, but I was knocking on wood. Thank you, everybody. Hope you have a great night. Let's enjoy it. I'll try to be on Twitter as on key things. I'm not gonna blow up everybody's Twitter because I think Kevin is convincing me that Twitter is a cesspool.
Look, I think using it.
Oh my God! Yes.
So good.
Yeah, in moderation. I think it, just like with a lot of things, is good. On that note, bye everybody. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
See ya.
Joseph, thank you for logging on because I know you're so far
thank you,
away.
Joseph.
Yes, thank you, Joe. Have a good night's sleep, buddy.
We will have this up on Patreon and YouTube, so everybody will be able to hear you guys and hear your thoughts and everything too. So,
Oh yeah.
see you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.